There are a few audiobooks that I have in my library from Audible that I revisit every couple of years, maybe some every couple of months, depending on how I'm feeling. But one of them that I definitely visit every couple of years is A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And it's one of those books that is pretty short, and it really just hit home in so many ways and helps me ground back into some beliefs and practices and energy that I like to carry forward in my life. And one of my favorite quotes, you may or may not know it, but I'll just read a little bit of it right now because I love it that much. And it is, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?" The quote goes on a little bit, but because I know that you want to get to the episode, I will leave it there. It's definitely a book to check out on Audible. Audible is one of the sponsors for my podcast, and I couldn't be more excited about it because I use Audible and I have used Audible for many, many years. So here's to building your little Audible library and having the books there that you can just pop on whenever you need to have a little reminder of who you really are and how incredible you really are, and how to allow yourself to just be that person. And hopefully you find some of those messages here on this podcast as well. So you can follow the link in my bio in the descriptions for Audible for a free 30-day free trial. And I don't think you'll ever look back from there. It's been a life-changing thing to have an Audible subscription for so many years, and I have an incredible library that I love and cherish. So I hope you find your books as well. And on to the episode.
Hi, my name is Greta, and this is my podcast, Thought Experiment Called Life. I made this podcast for people who are multi-passionate and creative and maybe live unconventional lives or want to live an unconventional life. Maybe you just feel like you've never really fit in, and you see the world a little differently and have a different perspective, or just want to try some different perspectives on. So this is not really a niche necessarily, besides the fact that I will share the things that I'm multi-passionate about and interview people who also have unconventional lives. I'm a musician. I am a martial artist. I am an herbalist. What else? I've had Lyme disease for over 20 years and had to navigate through that and try to make a meaningful life, even though I felt very much like a ghost in a shell of a person for most of that time. So I learned a lot along the way, and having also lived with just anxiety and depression most of my life. So that's kind of like a very truncated version of my perspective in that sense. And I bring a lot of that to the conversations where I want to pass along resources and tools. It's kind of how I've always been. If you were to talk to me in person, I'm most likely going to listen to your story and then, have something that I want to pass along. Sort of like you're on a video game and you met some weird lady in the woods and she's like, you should go check out this shop or this book or this plant or this whatever. That's kind of always been my role, I think. I'm like, it might resonate with you. It might be interesting. And that's kind of what this podcast is, I guess. So for those of you who have been listening, and if you're new, welcome. I hope that you find something that resonates, that's helpful along your journey. I really believe in the power of us telling our stories. I think that we just have so much to offer and so much to help each other, regardless of if we think we do or not. I've encountered it enough times that even though the imposter syndrome in me is like, who cares what you have to say, to myself, but I typically do it anyways because I believe in this, and then I always kind of hear that feedback back that says, yeah, thank you, like that was something I really needed to hear. And I don't know if it's because people feel like, why would anyone care what I have to say? Like, I'm not worthy, and for sure I work through those things all the time, but it's not about that. It's really just about we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and the energy moves in very interesting ways. And sometimes it moves right through us in a way we don't think is that important, but we do it anyways because we have that inclination to share. And the person who needed to hear it hears it, and you've really done your job in the world. So that's sort of my mindset when it comes to everything I'm going to share. So I'm going to share just literally when I say thought experiment, I think of as different perspectives. And in one of the episodes that I put out recently, I talk about how it's in A Course in Miracles, I say it, and I always love this. They would say a miracle is a shift in perspective. And I like to say also that's alchemy, right? Like that's changing one thing from another. So it's to be able to shift your own perspective or say something that helps shift somebody else's perspective. Like that is miraculous because we live in, we don't really know what's going on here. We don't know. We're having this crazy experience. Who really knows? We have no real proof. So, it's really miraculous when we look at things from a different angle and what unlocks and what opens. And if we only tell ourselves the same things over and over again, you're limiting yourself in a way that is unnecessary, really. And I think about anytime I feel like I'm trying to do something that is impossible, quote unquote impossible, which might just be I'm trying to make this music and put it in this piece of art, right? Like it's within the realm of possibility. It's not like I'm like, that feels impossible because of X, Y, or Z. But I think about things like, the scientific developments that we've had. We just had dire wolves be brought back from 20,000 years or whatever. Anything's possible, right? Wi-Fi, I can't see it. It's working. It's doing things. There are so many, like when people are like, I don't believe in energy. I'm like, it's real. So we live in a mysterious world. We live in a mystery. And when we allow ourselves to engage with our experience, our human experience, in different ways, so play some thought experiments, life becomes a lot more fun, I think, at least. So that's just like my take on it. I'm going to share some things that shifted my perspective throughout my life that, it may land for you. One thing when it comes to the power of our imagination. So a lot recently I have been really delving back into thinking about playing with the power of imagination. I don't really have a very strong inner visualization. It's something I've worked on to cultivate. My sister and I used to hold Reiki and guided meditation sessions. And we would write our meditations and my sister Allie would read them. She has a bunch of meditations now on YouTube that are she just has beautiful, she really guides you on such an adventure. And I would go around doing Reiki to everybody. And we would always talk about this in particular because for my sister, she was very strong visually. You could describe a scene and she would be able to, if it was a beach or whatever, picture a beach and some shells and the rocks and whatever. She could touch the sand almost, her imagination was so dialed in that way. And I'd be like, I think I saw some blue. I didn't have very strong visualization in that sense. It was really, really hard for me to really get there. It's taken a lot of practice. For me, it was a little bit stronger, or it's a lot stronger when it's auditory. If it was picture you hearing something, and that's probably because I'm a musician, but I could hear that better, more easily in my imagination than I could see it. So that's just kind of something to think about. If you also are I don't see anything when I do these meditations, try playing with a different sense. But there is an exercise that I think is really interesting, and it's fun to play with people too. If you're in a group and just be all right, see, just again, a thought experiment. And it really helps elucidate the power of what we focus on and what shows up. So wherever you are right now, I want you to look for everything that is red. So find all of the red objects that you can right now. I want to go to. Okay. All right. I think I've counted. I didn't look behind me, but I think I've counted 10 things in this room. Okay. So how many? All right. Now tell me how many things you saw that were green. Right off the bat. Don't look for them yet. You probably didn't even track, I'd have to look now. I didn't even look because I didn't know what color I was going to say either. So I have to go back and look for the things that are green and really focus on it because all I was looking for was the red. And I remember somebody did that experiment, a teacher I was listening to a long time ago. And that really helped me to call myself out on what I was looking for. Was I looking for, like, what does red symbolize in what I'm looking for in day-to-day life? Am I looking for all the problems and all the things that I don't know the answer to and how to solve in a way that is, like, constrictive? Am I looking for things that maybe could have those potential solutions, or opening it up? Like, am I looking for the miracles in the situation and allowing something greater to come through and offer up better solutions to this? Like, it depends on what we're looking for. And I think our algorithms in social media are actually, like, such a great example of this, because it reflects what we've looked at. And I mean, it's great as a metaphor. It's not great to experience it all the time, but it is great as a metaphor where you're like, oh, I have been looking at X, Y, and Z, and now it's just like, that's all I'm seeing. So there's literally the algorithm of our lives as well, and our reality as opposed to what we're looking for. My aunt and uncle, I think one of the first times I saw this, like, or recognized seeing it, that's really it, right? Recognize seeing it with my aunt and uncle, who are like my second parents. And my aunt, she very much taught me and my sister a lot of this work. Like, so much of this comes from her guidance and suggestion and all of that. So we were somewhere, and every time we went into, like, a shop or something, we have a guest. Okay. She loves being a part of this. So I was with my aunt and uncle, and we were, I think, in Sedona, actually. And I just noticed that every time we went somewhere, she would immediately pick out, like, the best things in that shop or in that environment. She was really dialed in. She is really dialed into what was beautiful and what was uplifting in any of those environments. And I was just observing, the people, and I was not here. I was kind of like, oh, this, like, people complaining about things or just kind of pointing out things that were not ideal. But she was so consistent with it. And her experience going into everywhere is different, because that was her mindset. Whatever the red things that she was looking for were, like, whatever that represented, were of a more positive quality in a way that actually changed her experience. Excuse me, ma'am. Do cats just, like, love showing their buttholes to everybody? Oh, look. Oh, baby girl. That's my girl. So, my invitation is to examine. I'm just going to keep going. My invitation is to examine what are the things, like, if we're going to use red as the example, what are the red things that you're looking for? Are they things that are there to support you and lift you up, or are they going to drag you down because they're not helpful? I think I'm just going to look for cats. So I hope this lands well for you. Oh, cool. Let's rub our butt on this microphone. Man. So yeah, so I hope I hope this lands for you in some way. I hope that it offers some different kind of perspective. I'm so sorry. Actually, no, she's the best. What's the matter? So anyways, I hope this lands for you. I hope that you find something helpful with this. I hope that you love cats as much as I do, if you're here. And I hope that this helps you, like, just kind of think about maybe, like, how can I make sure I focus on what it is that I actually want to focus on? Am I only looking for things that are... Do you want to get down, baby girl? Am I only looking for things that are not going to serve me in the best context, right? So going back to using our imagination, when we are able to really utilize our imagination and direct it towards what's in our heart. In one of the other episodes, I was talking about like thinking about life like as if you're in a sailboat, right? So you're sailing towards a destination, and how you get there may be way different than what you imagined or anticipated, but your intention has been placed in your heart for a reason. So allowing yourself to navigate those waters and take the different paths, but still use your imagination to focus on the vision, right? So whatever the red things are, it's an opportunity to be mindful about those things and choose something better to visualize, choose something better to imagine, choose something better to cultivate for your personal algorithm, which is life. So I hope this lands for you. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would obviously love if you subscribe and hang with me. I'll be doing more interviews soon of some very interesting people who have really wonderful perspectives. And if you want to leave comments or rate and all of those things, I am admittedly terrible at doing that for the things that I love, so I'm getting better at that because I am seeing how much it makes a difference and I did not realize before. So I totally get it if you don't do it because we got a lot of things to do. But I would love to see you again. Hopefully you stick around, and if not, I hope this landed for you, and I just wish you like nothing but the best. Thanks for being here. Never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop me. Stop me, never gonna stop me now. All you could ever say, you're gonna find another way out, way out, way out. I'll wait so for you, baby. You release your wings and fly way out, way out, way out. I'm floating around in lies and mysteries. I've waited patiently for an answer. Okay, a sign that I'm meant to witness my awakening. And now my heart is free. Never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop.